What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Comments and Crypto, your source for everything collectible. We are here with Doctor of Stuff. Yo, buddy.
What up, Doc?
What up, gentlemen? How you guys doing?
Good to see you, dude. Yeah, doing
good to
good.
see you guys.
Wow, what timing for this video, huh?
I know, right?
Oh, yeah, like legitimately couldn't have timed it better. Like I love it so much, and especially like the thumbnail, right? Like that's great.
Yeah. So everyone watching today, I'm sure you know what the topic is today. We're going to break down the news about how gems are essentially going to be becoming in-app currency only. You're not going to be able to cash out gems past a certain date. We're going to dive into all that in just a bit. In the meantime, Spencer, let's give a shout out to some of our viewers.
Yeah, we got lots of people joining us today. What up, Slider? Let's go. Duck and Cover. Great name. Love that. Agreed. Just the beginning. This is not the end. But we will get into it. We will get into it. Beer Man, what's up? Granison. Hey, Granison.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Got Mark in the house.
Mark's been posting some great tweets out there.
JKRB, what's good? What's good? Digital Monkey, what up? Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Tammy.
Oh, hey, Tammy.
We love Tammy.
Yeah. Aaron,
Oh, awesome. What's up, Aaron? Speaking of energy, that guy's got so much energy. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
He's great.
Logan in the house. Spicy Spence. Logan, you didn't even have to say it was you. He said Spicy Spence. I knew who it was.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Oh yeah, totally. Always bouncing off. That's. I was curious to see if we were going to see it dip back under 0.0003.
But yeah, glad to hear that it held a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I fully expected it to retract. I mean, Spencer and I were talking last night. Like, this is when you see something shoot up so fast, it's going to retract. But I'm impressed it's holding up over 0.003 right now. But anyways, we'll dive into that in just a little bit, guys. Just so everyone know, we're going to be giving away this PSA graded 1993 Marvel card of Cyclops at the end of the stream. So if you want to win this card, we're going to transfer this to you this week. So if you want to win this card, make sure to stay and hang out for a bit, hear the topics, because we're going to be asking a question. The first to answer will win this card.
Yeah, and I know we have a few other giveaways that we still need to send out the items from Fanable, but we're going to be taking care of all of that this week after our stream on Thursday, where we're going to be giving away another Fanable pack open up live on stream. So once we have that one in the books, we know who that is, then I think we got like 5 to send out, and we're going to send them all out at once. So appreciate you guys being patient with us, and we're figuring out the transfers in the back end. It's a little complicated. You got to send it out to Epic Chain to then send it back into the platform on somebody else's account. You can't send it directly in. So we got that all figured out, and so we'll be getting those out this week for you guys. Yeah,
Definitely, and everyone out there knows Hot or Sell episode. Hot or Sell, jeez, haven't been a while for that one.
One of those.
Question and hang episode will be on Thursday. Time TBD. I believe it's going to be around 2 p.m. PST. We'll keep you posted on that. We're going to be giving away another Fanable mystery case. Really excited to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we've been in touch with all the winners, so they all know. They're all up to date on all this. So we try to stay in constant communication with the winners. So awesome, guys. So some news around the web first. Let's dive into, of course, our sponsor Fanable. Man, they've been crushing the kiosk. If you guys haven't been involved in these mystery cases, they are absolutely incredible. It's been really fun to see how well these been selling, but also how there's only 91 left. There's over 300 yesterday.
Yep, they just keep refilling them.
Refilling them, yeah. So right now in the hero kiosk, there's 320 left. I love how they updated this. And there's the grand prize right here, the Invincible 9.8, valued at $4,700.
Huge comic.
$4,700, guys. Someone's about to turn a $100 comic into a $4,700 comic. This is really cool. Fantastic Four 48. Look at that. I think this is the first page we see Galactus. So this is just the page. I just now noticed this one.
It's so sad.
I think it's the first time we see Galactus ever. Super cool. Man, that's awesome. Actually, I kind of want to buy that. That's like a cool piece. That's such a cool piece.
And then I believe Fanable, they're reloading their legendary case this week finally as well, which is very exciting.
Yes, that will be available on Wednesday. Tomorrow, guys. And they sell it quick.
Yeah.
So right here, the kiosk, legendary kiosk. 2 weeks ago, we had a guest on who won the $20,000 amazing fantasy 15. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, it was so cool, Steven. Having
a $50 case to a $20,000 comic.
Yeah, he turned a $50 case into a $20,000 comic. Yeah, and he took the buyback offer, so instant buyback. I think around 19,000 around there. Incredible.
And Sean, so what is the big grail and the new legendary case?
Has not been announced yet.
Still has not been announced,
but it will be announced soon. Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm presuming, once the kiosk is up and at it, it'll be announced, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be an awesome. Yeah. It's going to be great. We had a couple of bounties out, guys. Just want to make sure everyone out there knows these are apparently they haven't been minted yet. I don't think they've been minted yet. There's only about 700 left of this particular variant, but it has not been minted to my knowledge. But definitely double check if you can on either Stacker. I believe people have also been checking what database is it? I think they're just checking Etherscan to see if these things have been minted. I know that O'Malley's been talking about it in space. I believe he's been talking about it in space. Someone mentioned it to me because they said that there's something that has not been minted yet. But yeah, if anyone has information on that, they can find out. Please let us know because we'd love to find out. But we have a $2,000 bounty out for the Contour bottle. It has to be the Contour bottle, which is the classic Coca-Cola bottle. Mint number 1886, which is the year Coca-Cola was invented. We thought we'd have a little fun with it too. It's a different image. We put a $1,916 bounty out for mint 1916. This is the last mint number of the collection, and it's also the year that the Contour bottle was released. Now, the difference is for this particular bounty, it ends this Friday. We did a flash Friday. We did a flash bounty. It ends Friday at 5 p.m. PST. If no one contacts us by the deadline, the bounty is void. So it's clearly labeled right here, and it's also in the text. So make sure to let us know if you land it and you want to sell it to us. We'll buy it from you. Really exciting, guys. The Hobble skirt was finally redeemed or minted by this collector. Had a chance to reach out to him. He hasn't gone for a collectible in a long time.
Wow.
And he just came back.
Reintroduction back into the app.
Yeah. I was talking to him about it because I reached out and said, hey, just want to make sure we know what you have.
Yep.
And yeah, he said basically he watched Corey's video and he just got really excited about it and decided to go for it. He went for 4 and he ended up getting it. It's incredible. That's awesome. Yeah. Super cool. Very, very cool. So big congratulations to him. What a cool piece.
Yeah,
and apparently
this goes up on auction at some point.
Well, actually, he apparently listed it.
Oh, he did? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. He listed it for $33,000 for about 145 million OMI.
Nice.
We'll see what happens. So that's a pretty tall ask in this market. But at the end of the day, it's up. People know who owns it. So if they're interested, they can reach out.
Yeah, reach out and make an offer.
Yeah, totally. Nothing wrong with putting up numbers that that are, even if you feel like they're too much, it's up and available for contact. Yeah. And we've put physical collectibles up on eBay where we thought were ridiculous numbers, and then people will contact us and we negotiate, and then we make the sale. Yeah. So, yeah, smart move to at least put it up. But what a cool piece, and again, congratulations to him. So cool. All right, guys, here we go. Deep discussion. We actually had a chance to watch the awesome video on Randy's channel, or it was your channel, or was it Randy's channel, Dr. Stuff? It was between you guys and Crypto Cosmo. It was a great discussion.
Omi's my homie. So it was on mine, Rain, and Randy's channel.
It was a collaboration. Yeah. Great video, guys. If you haven't had a chance, fantastic video. Really good video. So if you want more details, that one's it would be about an hour and a half, I think. So if you want a deep breakdown in some of the leaders in the OMI space, definitely check out that video. But we'll definitely go over some of it today as well. So the news is basically gems are no longer going to be able to be cashed out starting November 19th. What does this mean for the VeVe ecosystem and also for the OMI token? Well, based on yesterday's news, we literally couldn't time this video any better. We saw OMI pump from 0.00018 all the way up to 0.00050. So it's almost a 2 to 3x within 24 hours. It's crazy.
And it's kind of crazy because it's basically on no news. I mean, obviously we've had, news. I guess this information about OMI to Gem came out, about a week ago. So if this was actually for, or you know, as a result of that, it's a very late reaction. So I tend to think it's probably not a direct result of that. And so yeah, I don't know. Curious, Doc, do you have any thoughts on what caused this this huge pump and what made it happen so suddenly?
You know, I initially, when I was talking last night, well, there's a couple things that happened kind of all around the same time, right? We get this OMI to Gem news. We also, and I don't know if you guys have checked or if you have a Coinbase account, but I can buy OMI now directly on Coinbase in the app. It's not the Coinbase wallet.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it's not the wallet. No, it's actually on Coinbase. So if I send money to my Coinbase account, I can directly on Coinbase. Now, they're rolling it out in phases because like I have a coworker who I brought into VeVe and Ecomi, and like he pulled up his Coinbase account and it still said this is not purchasable on Coinbase. You need to buy it on the Coinbase wallet. Okay. Mine didn't say that. It was directly on Coinbase that I could buy that, right?
So they're going out to certain users, you know, and then they'll open it up to more people over time.
Yeah. Yep. And then also that you can also buy it on Robinhood. Robinhood's done the same thing.
And so I guess talking an important distinction. So is OMI actually listed on Coinbase, or is it just Coinbase has figured out a way to basically, you know, allow for decentralized transactions, you know, through DEXs, through the app itself without having to go to the wallet app? That's what it is, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it's not directly listed. It's not like a tier 1 exchange listing where I can go into Coinbase. But what Coinbase has done, and they announced this a few months ago, but basically that they were going to be integrating some APIs that would allow users to access all base tokens.
Cool.
All base tokens, right? And so the APIs were into the DEXs or decentralized exchanges like Aerodrome, right? To be able to go out there, or Uniswap version 3 that also has base, and it does all of those transactions in the background for you, and then but it holds it in your Coinbase account, right? What's up, Truck and Hank? And they did announce that first they're going to do all of the base tokens, which makes sense, right? They've invested in base. I mean, there's that tie there, but eventually that they're going to be doing that for all DEXs. So you'll just be able to go to Coinbase and literally buy any token whatsoever. So I'm wondering if people are starting to see the writing on the wall and they're trying to front run things, right? And they're just like, listen, like, I want some OMI because if it pumps, and especially when collectibles start getting listed in OMI, because everyone's going to have to. Most people, I would assume, are going to convert from listing in Gems to listing in OMI because they're going to want to cash out. Yep. Now maybe they'll be like, "Listen, I just want Gems or whatever." So like that's fine, and I don't want to have to sell for OMI and then buy Gems back, and so they might sell for Gems if they want like another drop or something. But for the most part, it's going to be an OMI, and there's some pretty exciting things that are going to happen with that.
You're still going to have to purchase Gems though in order to buy primary sale drops though.
Correct. Yep.
Right. But then basically in order to cash out is the only way to do that is to sell the collectible for OMI instead of selling it back for Gems.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you guys because I've been perplexed. I've seen a lot of people upset about this announcement. Like really upset. Like people are like, "Oh, I'm done. Thanks, VeVe. I got the message. I'm selling all my stuff." And I was like, I don't understand why they're upset. Do you guys know? Like what? I don't understand why people are mad about this announcement.
Yeah, I think the main reason, or Sean, go ahead. You can go first.
No, go ahead. It's you go first.
Sure. So I at least from what I've been reading, I think the main reason people are upset is that they feel like while cash out is still possible, like this doesn't really change anything at the end of the day. You're still going to be able to technically cash out your Gems to your bank account. You know, that's still going to be a process that's possible. It just requires a few new steps that weren't there before. So I think the worry is that this overcomplicates things and makes things, and it's, you know, point of friction potentially for new Web 2 users. You know, Web 3 users not as much because they're used to, you know, going through a bunch of hoops to make the transactions. But for Web 2 users and, you know, people coming in from that space, I think that is the worry.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone out there, just real quick, if you don't know already, we're going to be giving this card away that's on Fanable right now. We're going to be this 1993 Marvel PSA graded card of Cyclops. We're going to give this away at the end of the stream, so make sure to hang tight and enjoy the conversation with us, because we're going to be asking a question about the live stream that's relevant to everything we're talking about. So Make sure to hang with us, hang tight, and stay to the end.
Yeah, sweet. And yeah, I think this comment here definitely exemplifies that. But yeah, I mean, previously is very, very easy, and then it's just created a lot of friction in the way that people can now cash out, especially if they're not crypto native people.
So here's my question though, right? Because this hasn't been implemented yet, but like anyone who has migrated their OMI tokens from the VeVe wallet to Stacker knows how easy that process was. It was legitimately the click of a button.
Yeah.
I just clicked a button. I signed into Stacker, went over to VeVe, and it went over to my wallet and said, migrate my tokens to Stacker, clicked the button, and it took 10 seconds. So my guess would be this, guys. We can and I can understand that people don't want crypto. You don't have to have crypto. But is it an extra step? Yeah, it is an extra step. So I can get that. So I think
there are users who are very happy using Gems, who have never touched OMI, have no intention of ever touching OMI, and we're very happy with that process.
I see. So and that's interesting to me, just because it was a 10% hit, to cash out. And I guess they were, now there won't be that 10% hit.
Yeah, there's no fee anymore. I mean, you have to, of course, taxes are a completely different thing, but in terms of fees, you can just send OMI from Stacker to your base wallet and just cash out directly from your base wallet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But we'll do a deeper dive into this, and we're also going to dive deeper into what the OMI to Gems process is going to look like over the next few weeks, and also in November. But first, quick word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Fanable. Fanable is changing the game, combining physical collectibles with digital ownership. Send in your graded comics, cards, video games, VHS, and action figures to be securely stored and insured in a Brinks vault for free, while maintaining full control of your collectibles through blockchain technology. That's right, free shipping, free storage, free insurance. Grab a mystery case from a Fanable kiosk at your shot to unbox a grail, or cash out instantly with their 90% buyback option. It's fast, it's fun, and it's a whole new way to open packs. One collector turned this $250 mystery case into an amazing Fantasy 15 worth $20,000. Secure, manage, and monetize your physical collectibles all in one place. You can download the Fanable app on iOS and Google Play, and also go to fanable.io. Did you like that cha-ching sound? That was great. So to summarize basically what this article says, and it's a really well written out article, but between now and November 18th, you're able to withdraw your gems, a flat $10 fee for anything less than 100 gems, or 10% fee or more, and there's KYC required between now and November 18th. Starting November 19th, basically November 18th at midnight, you will no longer be able to cash out your gems. It's convert OMI, but you can convert OMI to gems via Stacker. But gems are essentially non-transferable and in-app only, kind of like.
And any gems that you already have in your account that you haven't withdrawn will automatically be converted into the new gems, which are this new non-transferable, non-cash outable version of gems.
Yeah. So if you want to cash out your gems, you have until basically November 18th to do that. So you have plenty of time to make those decisions. So there's no rush, essentially. But yeah, that's basically how it's looking. And then starting November 19th, cash out ends, and really selling for OMI on Stacker is pretty much the only way you can cash out. And gems are locked within VeVe. Yep. So what does this look like for you guys? I mean, how do you feel about this when you first heard about it? Were you instantly excited about this, or were you a little concerned? I know we brushed over some topics that we're probably going to dive deeper into, but I'm curious. So we'll start with you, Doc. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I was really excited. I mean, Foster has been talking about how they want to integrate OMI more into this ecosystem. And this is how they're doing it, right? To buy collectibles on the secondary market, you're going to have to utilize OMI. But in so doing, you're burning some OMI, right? So I think that the burn tracker, that's going to start getting pretty activated, right? There should be a lot of activity there, which I think also helps the token holders in that sense. But one of the things that we talked about on the OMI is my homie, for people who may not have dived into like the NFT market, like outside of VeVe, right? But like, and I just give like a simple example of Bored Ape, right? Or some of these other NFT collectibles. But what has happened historically, and I've seen some comments there where, so for example, someone was like, hey, I listed, I wanted to sell this piece for $20. And so let's say that $20 was, 10,000 OMI or 100,000 OMI, right? And but now because OMI shot up, instead of it being $20, it was $40, right? Because OMI doubled in price,
Right.
And they're like, well, now it's not going to sell. And I'm like, well, if you look historically at the NFT market, what happened was when Ether, the dollar value of Ether went up. Not only did like the collectibles, the NFTs still sell for that, right? But like they also like raised the ETH price. So like initially they'd be like, oh, we're selling
value is denominated in ETH. It's not denominated in USD.
Correct, yeah. Right? So people either just kept it, and that's the thing, that's a shift that's going to happen is people will start thinking of it. Now, initially there's going to be that transition period where people will be like, oh, and I think, Stacker is going to do that where it's like, okay, 100,000 is $20 or something like that. So people can kind of understand that. But like, eventually people are just going to be thinking in OMI. And when that happens, then if OMI price goes up, like, or if it goes down, right? Like you got to kind of be aware of that. Now there might be a tool that they use to say like, hey, I just want to lock this in and at the dollar amount and can they do something? I mean, that might take like, they've got to use oracles. Like that would be a pretty big lift.
I actually don't think it would be that much of an undertaking. I don't think it'd be that difficult for them to implement. Yeah. I think it's something that they absolutely do need to implement because people are worried about, the values of their collectibles changing or, the listed value of their collectibles change, based on the change in the price of OMI. And, currently people see gems as basically a stable coin. So
yeah,
it removes that level of certainty when people are trading the market. So I think it absolutely needs to be a feature that, and it might not be something that has to be like necessary, but it could be an option where people can basically list in a locked USD value, and then basically just the OMI price will fluctuate based on that. Like I don't think there's any reason why they wouldn't be able to implement something like that. So yeah,
well, I think they can implement it, but I do think like attaching to oracles is a little bit more complex, right? And maybe like I don't know which oracles they'd use. I mean, there's different services out there, so I do.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're just tracking the price of OMI to USD, on a DEX, for example, and then that's your price of reference. So
yeah,
all you're doing is taking input from somewhere, and then then everything just comes to then it's just Web 2 coding at that point, So I really don't think it would be that big of a lift for them to implement that. But and even if it is a big lift, I think it's necessary. So
okay, sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's as simple as just using one DEX though, because especially depending on the DEX that they use, right, that DEX could be manipulated intentionally to then drop the price. So, but anyways, I agree with you. Like, it'll be interesting to see, and I only say that because everyone in VeVe is very used to kind of like the stablecoin with gems. But if that happens, if they do that, it will be the only marketplace out there in Web3 land that does that. Mm-hmm. So like now if it's something the users demand and like then yeah, like it will happen. But I do think that I just want to paint the picture that if like for me in my mind, I don't think it's going to happen soon if they do it, and it's because no other marketplace does that. So like I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. But I guess I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit. Like I could care less either way. Like I like it just in OMI. Because I do think that during this bull market that's coming, I do think that OMI is going to do very well, and I would like it to kind of compound like I've had it in the NFT markets that way. But like I also understand the danger that if because I've had things where ETH went down and I listed it for ETH, right, and then I got less than what I was hoping for. So I can understand that for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What do you think about that, Sean?
Well, I was going to say going back to the topic we were talking about earlier with the concern about the simplicity, right? I mean, that was the biggest thing about gems. People were really excited about the opportunity to cash out. People kind of fought. We felt really hard for it, right? I mean, it was like 6 months to a year before we were able to finally cash out on the app. Didn't stop people from buying though. You know, I mean, we were also able to transfer back then, so that was a little different. Yeah. But but still, people are definitely. I think it's not going to discourage them from getting involved in this at all. At all. I mean, if you cross reference, I know Roblox is definitely a different beast. You know, it's a massive ecosystem, essentially like a metaverse where people are playing games every day. But it's not stopping people from playing and buying into that game or a lot of other games that you can enjoy. And still on here, you can collect things. You can still, you know, purchase things and enjoy them in AR and build them in showrooms. But I was curious, how many people, you know, in general have cashed out? And this is a very small sample size, but we actually put up a poll. And we asked how many people have actually cashed out. And out of 430 votes, over 60% said they've never once cashed out on VeVe, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. I thought it was going to be more the opposite. Like not even just a little bit. But majority of people haven't really cashed out at all. I found that kind of interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I answered your poll, and I was in the no category. I've never cashed out gems. That 10% for me. But I will cash out an OMI. Like I will do that, right? Like I just didn't want to take that 10% hit. Like that's because it's not a 10% hit. It's more like a 18.5% hit, depending on what collectible you're selling, you know? Totally. And so to me, I've never done that. But that was an awesome poll. I really like, and I think that's really like it's very good information. I think for VeVe to have. I'm surprised that VeVe doesn't do some of these polls, to be honest. Right. You know, to kind of get an idea of like what their users are doing and what they want. You know.
Well, they probably don't need that because they have it internally, right? They have the data in terms
of that's fair.
Yeah. So they know like it's probably like 95% of people don't even cash out. It's like, okay, well, so for the most part, people aren't really going to. I mean, people that are going to be onboarded, are they really going to care? You know, and especially if Stacker continues to make things easier. I mean, they've really progressed significantly over the past year, and I anticipate they're only going to get better, and it's going to be much easier to use for new users. And if they can do that, which I feel very confident that's the route this is all going, it just feels that way. I mean, they're kind of all in at this point with Stacker because, I mean, how else is VeVe going to work? You know, if they don't have Stacker, I don't know. It's not going to work. It's literally not going to work. So, you know, they're putting a lot of faith into this platform, which I personally love. A lot of people still haven't really used it. And at least like on the VeVe Facebook group page, I've talked to people about it, and people asked, have you used Stacker? I haven't used it yet. It's awesome. It's a great way to search. It's a great way to check leaderboards. I mean, like, go through scanning real quick. You can check out the leaderboards, you know, who's top of the list. It's really cool. Top collectors, which I really like. I like this. This is really cool. It shows analytics. Eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to see sales data. Did you guys see the Donnie sale recently?
Yeah.
Was that so? Was that the actual sale price? It was 18 grand.
Yeah, it was 40 million OMI that it sold for.
Wow. No way. I am astonished.
Yeah. That so there's two things too that like I think are very important. That's really bothered me about the VeVe marketplace is that we don't get to see the actual floor price, right? We see what people have listed it for, but we don't see the sales. Right. Other things are going to be sold in OMI. We will absolutely be able to see what things have sold for. And that gives us a good idea of kind of like the floor price, whether we're listing or we're buying. And that's super important for our marketplace. But on top of that, the other thing that this really does is it really helps VeVe, right? And there's definitely, we've talked about this on the OMI is My Homie show too, but like, I mean, VeVe, when they sell gems, right, they're taking, if you buy it in the app, they're taking a 30% hit right off the bat, right? And they've got to cash out or be able to cash people out. And so they can really lose money that way. And so now moving this all over to OMI and having the gems locked in, they don't have to have all that cash on the balance sheet, right? To be able to buy out people or to cash them out. That's a really big deal. Yeah. So just from like a cash flow or liquidity perspective for VeVe, this is extremely, extremely necessary and helpful. And then VeVe, if you guys are watching, right? One of the things that, for example, Supercell does with Brawl Stars and Clash of Clans, I mean, like those are really big mobile games, right? But like ever since that lawsuit with Apple, where you can basically direct users off the Apple platform to purchase the gems, their incentive is, hey, we'll give you 10% more gems if you use our link to buy that, because then they're not paying the 30% fee.
Right.
So I think that that's something that VeVe could absolutely do once they integrate this, right? Is have some sort of incentive. Because listen, there's been times where I'm on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to buy just because I'm altruistic and I want to help VeVe. I try to go on to the VeVe.me and when I'm purchasing gems.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like, like I'm just gonna get this real quick and I'm just gonna buy it in the freaking app, right? Even though VeVe loses 30%.
Yeah.
But if they had an incentive for me,
yes.
I'd be way more likely to go out and do that. So that's something I hope that they're really thinking about.
Yeah, and especially there's some kind of an incentive. I mean, they might not need as much of an incentive if you're not buying with cash, but like it's some kind of an incentive for buying with OMI would be pretty cool too, because that just incentivizes more burns whenever people use their OMI to buy gems. So if you get a 5% bonus on gems anytime you sell your OMI and buy them, I think that could be a really cool incentive to get more people to use their OMI, which creates more volume of OMI, just in general, which gives more visibility for it. And then and then more burns.
Yeah, that's so logical. But definitely, we definitely know that there's utility coming, and definitely ways to encourage people to want to buy, or to use OMI. I mean, especially OMI to gems. Like to me, I don't really understand the point of OMI to gems unless you are significantly giving bonuses to people. If you're giving them incentives to do that.
But people need gems in order to buy things in primary drops. So if there's
primary drops, sure, okay, yeah,
crazy Spider-Man drop with only 1,000 editions, and you want to get it, you need gems to buy it. Otherwise, you're waiting for the secondary market. So people are still kind of forced to buy gems either way.
That's a good point. Okay, that's a good point. And also that kind of brings up the idea of OMI drops, OMI focus drops. That's going to be really cool too. I mean, we know that that's going to be something in the works as well. There was a document that was apparently leaked. I don't know if it's real or not. Did you guys see that floating around Twitter? You guys didn't see that?
When was this?
Oh, it showed basically a breakdown of OMI to. I'll find it. I'll bring it up. Why not? Yeah, I'll bring it up. It's on Twitter. I just saw it on Twitter. Again, take this with a grain of salt, guys. But let's jump on another topic while I search for this thing. So Doc, you talked about some things you're excited to see, and I loved your idea about encouraging people not to buy from the Apple Store. That's awesome. What's something else that you'd be excited to see using OMI?
Well, I do think like that. I mean, the OMI only drops, like I think are big deal, and it would be interesting because it's VeVe's IP, like the Ecomi like stuff. They could do airdrops. They could do airdrops if you're soft staking OMI, like in the Stacker app, right? Like, and that's another thing that like I've talked about. I think that we've gotten a lot more clarification from, Hester Peirce, right, who's the head of the crypto task force at the SEC, has basically said like digital collectibles are not securities. Like she's legitimately said, like listed out digital collectibles as not securities. If she does not consider them securities, then you can do airdrops and not even worry about the Howey test or anything like that. And so that's what I'm kind of waiting for, is and even if the big IP were worried about it, there's no reason why like Ecomi couldn't do something like that. So like I'm very interested to see if we start getting airdrops because and we've talked about this on OMI is my homie too, but like there's this law of unexpected rewards that happens when all of a sudden there's no announcement. Because in the past, right, they've been like, oh, if you collect this whole set, then you're going to get this airdrop in a month or something, right? That's not the way to do it, man. It really isn't. If you do an unannounced airdrop, the excitement that happens there, because there probably isn't a lot of people who maybe held this set or something like that. So that's already rare. And then that creates some velocity in the market, right? As people start to sell that, and then people start thinking, well, what else could be airdropped? Now I need to collect more sets, right? And so then there's just more movement there, and VeVe makes a lot more, and the IP makes a lot more money that way. I'm so surprised that they have not. No one is, even an independent artist, that they haven't tested that out, right? Just like Or actually, like Ron English. Ron English has, right? He's done some unannounced airdrops and stuff like that.
Oh,
It'd
totally.
be fascinating for them to analyze and be like, how much more money has Ron English made by dropping that, right?
Yeah, yeah. And we saw that with Addiction Comics. They airdropped a logo that people are speculating it might have utility. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So there definitely have been surprise airdrops, which have been really cool.
Yeah.
And like you've seen that churn, right? Like I've seen people list it and some of those sales go pretty high on that. And it was just like, how much did it actually cost them to make that collectible compared to like what fees and revenue they got? And again, these are kind of more independent artists. What happens when it's Disney and they're like, okay, you own the whole Golden Moment set, and then we're going to drop you a special Golden Moment piece or something like that. And what do those go for, you know?
Totally.
But yeah. So I'm looking forward to OMI only drops. And then also potentially some OMI like airdrops for either soft staking or maybe holding the Ecomi SR logo.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still yeah. What's up, Chris?
It's awesome.
That's a shout out. I'm still full confidence believe that the most significant set on VeVe now and probably forever will be the Golden Moments. I don't think that'll ever change my mind. I don't care how many editions there are, but the historical significance of that set is ridiculous. I look at them the same way I look at CryptoPunks.
Mm-hmm.
The first of their kinds of the biggest IP. We have the first ever Disney in general, but then you have first ever Marvel, first ever Pixar, first ever Star Wars. It is absolutely ridiculous. Walt Disney Animation Studios. And then the partner statue. Yeah. What's that? Spencer?
And Simpsons.
Oh, and the Simpsons, yeah. The first appearance, first ever of the biggest IP probably media history combined.
It's signed on the Simpsons, right?
Yep.
Oh, Matt Groening, yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely not an individual signature, but still very, very cool that they did that. That was awesome that they did that. And I just, yeah. I mean, I don't know if utility will ever come to those outside of just from a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to see something come from Disney eventually, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. But to be honest, I don't think it needs it. I really don't think it needs it. But
no.
Yeah. But yeah, so this document that I saw, and again, should we be showing this? It was on Twitter, right?
I mean,
it's on Twitter. It's out there, man.
It's out there.
All right. I just don't want to. Yeah. Again, guys, take this with a grain of salt. This is not. We did not create this. This is not from us. Very clear. I want to be very clear again, guys. We did not create this. We just found it on Twitter. Somebody posted it, so we'll just see if this is. We'll just break it down and kind of give you some perspective. This kind of gives a little validation as well, but this is something that we saw on Twitter. We took the image, but it shows basically there's a prize pool of 100 million OMI. And what does that mean? Well, here's another image that gives a deeper breakdown in terms of what that means. So it says if you purchase NFTs from the Stacker Marketplace, you start earning points. Every OMI you burn during transactions contributes to your leadership score. The more OMI you burn, the higher you rank and the more rewards you earn. One OMI burned equals 0.02 points. Top performers receive OMI rewards from the $100 million pool prize. So if this is true or not, I don't know. I have no idea, guys. But even if this isn't a finalized concept, it just shows that they're really thinking this through. If this actually is from the VeVe team and Stacker team, they're really thinking about this stuff. And it's exciting because this is so, I find it so ironic that people for the past 2 years have been so upset that OMI's been useless. But here we are. Now they're showing they're all in on OMI, and you're still getting a lot of fun around it.
There's always going to be somebody. Always going to be somebody.
Yeah. This should be incredibly exciting, guys. Like, this is exactly what we've been wanting for the past 2 years. OMI now is so important to this ecosystem because we weren't sure if this was even important anymore. We know that there's a whole lawsuit thing for the past couple of years. We get it. We're happy that they were able to open up and talk about that a bit more. But now that that's in the review mirror, find us. Now it's fun to see that they're figuring out ways to really make this thing go to the moon. And having this the focal point of the VeVe ecosystem is the way to go. You know, this is exciting. This is really cool. I love seeing this.
So, Doc, question for you. I guess, is there a possibility we could ever see a hard staking program, either with depositing OMI directly into a contract to earn rewards directly, or depositing, into an LP and then depositing your LP token into a contract to earn rewards? Is that something that is, I guess, based on the regulatory landscape, is that something that would ever be possible?
I mean, potentially for a liquidity pool. Yeah. Just hard staking to kind of keep it away. At least right now, like, no, it doesn't look like that's the case, because the SEC has come out and they did talk about like when they're staking rewards for the operation of the blockchain itself, right? Like then that they don't see that as a security. So when you're staking Ether, right, because it's a proof of stake blockchain, and that stake is needed to help validate the transactions, right? Like that's the only way to do that. That is why I think that we're starting to see Ether, and I believe that Ether is gonna. I mean, it did pass its all-time high. I think it's gonna shoot well above its all-time high of now 4,900 or something like that, because staking rewards will be available, and so potentially with a liquidity pool where you're offering like a service, right? Like
you're basically bolstering liquidity, and
you're bolstering liquidity, and you're also like putting a loss risk,
on the pools.
Yeah. So there's some risk there where I could see that they could say this is benefiting the ecosystem or something like that. So in that aspect, yes, but just like staking to like lock it away, probably not.
But like for example, if VeVe were ever to create their own independent chain or whatever, and OMI became the token of that chain and was actually used to secure that chain, then that opens up a door where, hard staking could be possible.
Yes, if OMI is the native token of that chain and it's a proof of stake chain, right? And you need to stake OMI to be able to be one of the validators on that blockchain, 100%. Wow. Yeah, you'd be able to get those rewards. And that's not out of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? Like they could migrate everything over to their own blockchain and make it interoperable. That way they could ensure royalties and things like that in the smart contracts. There's a lot that they could do that way. I think it's a big.
I mean, if they're going to implement self-custody, I think it kind of needs to happen.
And
I think that's the only way that self-custody happens is with an independent chain.
Yes, if you have your own independent chain, then there is self-custody and you can bring it into your wallet, right? But then you can't necessarily move that from your wallet over to like you can't wrap it or something. Or maybe you can.
Maybe you could, but it would probably be a permission chain. It wouldn't be like a totally open chain,
Yeah.
Like assets probably wouldn't be able to move. You'd be able to, cash out and like move like cryptocurrencies between chains, but probably those NFTs would stay on that one chain, just because the royalties and everything would be enforced there.
Yeah, and that's the thing that they're trying to do, right? Is just ensure, like, regardless. I mean, that's why they've had this walled garden. They need to make sure that that those IPs are getting their royalties. I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons I think that they landed these IPs is because they ensured that those royalties.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
in the short term, though, I think if this is all going to be successful, I think there needs to be, and there already is a pretty tight integration between Stacker and the VeVe app, but I think there needs to be an even tighter integration where directly within the VeVe app, Stacker is completely back-ended and you're able to do all of your cash outs, and you're able to, basically, move your gems between your OMI. You're able to, OMI, you're able to do OMI to gems directly within the app. You're able to have a way to cash out your gems directly within the app. Like I think all that has to be integrated directly within the VeVe app itself, and forcing people to go to a separate app to do all that, I think just it makes everything so much more difficult. So if they can bring everything into one place and then just back end Stacker within the VeVe app, I think that is how this all becomes successful. Otherwise, I'm a little worried in forcing people to have to go to an external platform.
I agree that it is a pain. And I think you'll lose a decent amount of users that way. Like if you gotta make him go to that into like that third party. So could I see that happening? Like, yeah, you know, and they could even integrate. Shoot, right? Like when I go, there's so many APIs now that you can build out. Like they could build out an API to tie in your Coinbase account, basically, right? And so it like just reaches out to your Coinbase account, and then it just sends the funds like over to Coinbase, right? Like, and in the process, or you could say you could integrate it into a DEX, and then say, well, I want to sell my OMI for USDC, and then send it over to Coinbase that way, right? Like, there's a lot that they could do. I mean, that those type of smart contracts, are like they'd have to do a lot of testing and stuff like that and audits on those smart contracts, right? Because that would definitely be like a point of attack, right?
And hopefully companies like Coinbase will just create those types of plugins and integrations to make it really easy for companies like VeVe to be able to integrate that,
Yeah.
And not make other companies have to, go through that cost of having to audit everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Coinbase would make a lot more money that way, right? Because now they got more funds being transferred into their accounts. They're tied into these different ecosystems. So here's the thing though, like there's all these possibilities. And I think that this is the exciting thing. And it was kind of funny because I was giving O'Milly some crap because he last night, he was like, yo, like what the heck is happening right now? And like kind of tongue in cheek, I was like, oh, just everything that we've been saying was going to happen on the Always My Homie show for like 3 years, right? And he's like, oh, smack my head. I hate when people say that, like you talk about a token, it goes down, down, down. And then when it finally goes up, you're like, see, I told you. And I was like, well, the difference is here, man, is that first of all, like we were the only show that actually like focuses on OMI, right? Like we're the only OMI show out there, really. But on top of that, we kept saying that like against all of these TA traders that are saying like it's a dead token, right? I told Mark I was going to do it, right? But like, like everyone out there basically saying all it has done is gone down, and we're like, I agree, right? But I saw a lot of tokens that same thing happened in the last cycle where all it was just down, and then when the bull run hit, some of these tokens just went ballistic, right? Because they happened to hit this narrative. And like for me, when you have a company like VeVe that is still making money, and by the way, it's still one of the only freaking companies in Web3 that still actually makes money. Most of the projects out there
actually put out NFTs all throughout the bear market and continue to sell all throughout the bear market. Yeah,
it's insane, right? And so any project, at least from the last cycle, that survived, definitely that like a rising tide lifts all boats, like happened. But then some of them, if they were strong and they had a strong team and there was a good use case, like I think digital collecting is a very strong use case. There's a lot of potential, especially now that you'll only be able to use OMI to purchase these on the secondary market. That man, it can do some big numbers. And I think that like people are like why did this happen? I think that sometimes you do see front running where people are like, you know what, I want to get these tokens now before all of this hits in November, because once it hits in November, maybe there's this chance that the token runs up substantially, and then like I'll have lost that timing. So
or who knows, maybe there was some insider knowledge about some announcement that's going to come out and a bunch of people bought, who knows?
that happens a lot in projects as well. Yeah, it does.
Man, I'm looking on Stacker right now. Yeah. Have you guys seen this?
I haven't seen this.
This is sales data on Stacker.
Yeah.
And it's all purely OMI, but I was curious because I was looking at these,
what?
Is this the floor, or is that actually?
Is that a
and
sale?
they're different.
No, that's
prices.
the sale. That has to be
for 7,000. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And these are the last 30 days, guys. So again.
But you know what? I think it's listing the OMI price that it went, and then it's adjusting the OMI price up. Like I don't think it's showing the price that OMI was at the time of the sale.
At the time of the sale, I think you're right. Right.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way a gold logo sold for almost 8,000.
No, I would have been pretty surprised by that, especially those mid numbers. But so I think you're right, and that's something that you'll go on Etherscan, and that's something that I love. You can hover over it, and it'll tell you what the price of Ether was at the time to give you the real value. So hey, Dr. P, if you're listening, I'm going to throw that in there as a suggestion.
So 00019 00019 be around like 4,500. So right now, back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
makes
that
sense.
About
That
right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Which kind of fun though, actually. Looking at these prices now, it's like, oh man, should you have kept your Omi? That's a big reason why we're not buying things in Omi right now.
No, definitely not.
As much as we want to help the ecosystem, we're not buying things in Omi. We're stacking Omi.
No, I'm stacking Omi right now.
We're just stacking Omi. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question. This is a good question then, because I had a talk with David Yu in Portugal about the use of the token and stuff like that. And he was like, well, I'm concerned that people are only going to they're just going to hoard Omi. They're not going to want to sell it because they're like, well, I just want to hold it. Kind of like there's a lot of people who, hoarded Bitcoin or whatever.
Right.
And
great example.
didn't use it. Right. And I said, well, the thing is, I'm like, I would not compare Omi to Bitcoin. I would compare it more to like Ether, where like there's a use case, so people, they do hoard Ether, some people, but they also have to transact in Ether. And when Ether goes up, right, they get a lot more value for that, of the things that they want to buy. And so I do think, and I was just telling them, I'm like, listen, I'm telling you right now, if you're able to utilize Omi, and this is before any of this came out, right, but if you're able to utilize Omi to buy things on the secondary market, people will absolutely use it. Now, this was even before just where we can now only do it with Omi. But like that concern, just like I was like, I don't think it's there. There will be some people who are holding a bit, but at some point, like there will be people who want to cash that out. But there's going to be something, I'm telling you guys right now. We'll see. We should circle back in a year after see how this year goes. But if Omi goes up substantially, and all of a sudden you're looking at something that you just have all of this Omi for, and you're like, I've wanted this collectible for so freaking long. And I've got this Omi sitting there, and it's tripled in price, or whatever it is, right? And you're just like, because what starts to happen, the ETH whales, right? They're like, oh, I bought ETH at $20. And so, this Bored Ape is like 50 ETH. Like, that's $1,000 for me. Instead of like a million, you know what I mean? Like that it really is, like their mindset is like that. So it'll be very interesting to see if you guys continue to hodl, and then just sell that out and cash out, or if you end up using some of it to buy some of these collectibles.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll swing both ways. It's like people in the beginning are gonna hold and they're gonna hoard, waiting for the value to go up. And then if people aren't selling, there's not gonna be the sell pressure, so it will keep going up. And then when people have enough money that they're happy and they want to take profits, then they're just gonna start using it and then start spending on collectibles. So then it'll just go right back into the ecosystem, and then we'll start seeing some crazy burns.
Yeah. I have a certain price set in my mind that I would be open to start buying things with Omi, but kind of similarly to how we talked about for a while, like when Bitcoin hits $100,000. I mean, I fully expect people to start diversifying especially if they got it way sooner.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
I hope they do.
Yeah. So, and I think it's inevitable. It's inevitable, especially for those massive whales who got involved in Bitcoin really early. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I mean it comes down to you and your goals and your personal preference. What's important to you in your portfolio. Those are the things you have to ask yourself. Is it more important to have more Omi, or do I want this specific collectible for myself as a collector? Omi only for the Pokemon. Could you imagine? That would be the most incredible thing ever, Mark. That's awesome.
And so I want to play out this scenario real quick. Let's say, like, I don't know if it's going to be Pokemon, right? But like some massive IP. And they're like, we're going to only do it in Omi after November 19th, right? That would run the price of Omi up as people rush to buy Omi. And especially if you can access it with one freaking click on Coinbase, or at least US residents can, right? And then they transfer that over. Now, there will also be a lot of sell pressure because VeVe is going to have to take that Omi and convert it back, right, to be able to pay the IP to do some of that. But in that process, there will be some burns of the Omi token. And it'd be very interesting to see like how the mechanics work, and like, does the price run up and then it drops, but it's a higher low because of that? And they've also burned Omi like in the process. I don't know. Be interesting to see how they implement some of this.
Yeah, it's exciting. And guys out there, if you have any questions at all, let us know. We're gonna be wrapping up pretty soon, but if you have any questions about our discussion or about anything in general, let us know. Happy to break it down for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's something we've obviously touched on before, but I think a very necessary feature is the ability to make offers. I think once people are able to make offers on collectibles, I think there's going to be, I think just more volume in the marketplace in general. Just like people are going to be getting things that they actually want. People are going to be going after their special mint numbers. People are going to have an idea of what to actually sell things for because they're getting offers for them. So yeah,
spending hours in the marketplace is ridiculous at this point.
Yeah,
there's no reason for it. There's no reason. People have spent so much time, and it's draining. There's no. It's these are literally collectibles on the blockchain. It's all the data's there.
OpenSea has these features for 5 years.
Yeah, and I know they're working on it. I get it, and I totally understand. They're working on it. Stackers, I think it'll end up being on Stacker, with potentially seen on VeVe as well. But I think Stacker will probably be the place for all this data. I mean, it's a very data-driven website, which I love. So you get literally analytics right here. And they've already shown that they show sales data. So I mean, that's or previous sales in the last 30 days. So that's really cool.
This is a cool idea too. So basically listing things as packages or bundles, so you could sell a full set together, or if you had matching mints on a full set, you could put those all together and bundle them.
Or like a golden moment set. Yeah.
Yeah, a full golden moment set, or if you had every 616, for whatever, you could put all those into one collection, or I mean, there's anything you could do, but I think that'd be really, really cool.
Yeah. And definitely great point. DM feature has been awesome. I've been using it already. So at least that's a really great start to allowing people to reach out and connect with you.
Yes.
And make offers. Yep. It's a really good start. It definitely needs a lot of work still, but it's a great start. Yeah. Like, you don't get notified messages and
I tried to pull one over on Randy. I didn't remember that he knew what my name is on VeVe. So I DM'd him and I was just like, "You complete me." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, fam." Right. And then I was just like, "Hey,
no idea.
Can we hang out?" Right. Like trying to be kind of like a creeper a little bit. And then I was like, "You have no idea who this is." And he's like, and then he texted me and screenshot and he's like, "I know who this is." I was like, "Oh, damn it."
Does anyone out there know what ASL means?
American Sign Language? ASL?
No.
That really shows my age there. Back in chat rooms in like the late 90s and early 2000s, you go to a chat room and you type in ASL, age, sex, location, question mark.
Yeah.
And then, little did 12, 13-year-old Sean know he was probably talking to like 70-year-old dudes pretending they're
freaking eating Cheetos in his grandma's basement, on his bare chest. He's like, oh.
Classic. Good times. Also, I got the Aura ring. That's kind of cool. I don't really take myself as a ring guy. I keep seeing it on camera. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's interesting stuff.
What is it? What is that?
The Aura ring. It kind of tells you, your how well you sleep. It tells you about your vitals.
It's
like
a smartwatch except it's a ring.
Yeah,
wow.
It's really, really helpful. Yeah, it's really good.
That's way cool.
Yeah. Anyways, let's give this away, huh? Let's do a giveaway.
Yeah, let's give this away. I feel we're doing a giveaway. Nice.
Let's do a giveaway. Yeah. Everyone out there, get ready for this. And we'll come back to other questions. I saw a couple of questions pop in. We're just going to give this away real quick so we don't forget. And remember, guys, the first person to answer on X or YouTube is going to win.
So it's whatever we see first. We have a feed of both of them combined. So yeah, whatever we see first. I think the latency is better on YouTube, is what I've heard. So if you want to participate and you want to have a better chance, I think YouTube probably will be a little bit better, but you can comment through X as well.
Yeah, exactly. So this Friday we have a bounty out for a Coca-Cola contour bottle. It ends this Friday at 5 p.m. PST. What is the mint number for? What is the mint number for the Coca-Cola?
That's actually not right, is it? Oh no, that one is right.
What is the mint number for the Coca-Cola bounty? No, it's the one ending this Friday, guys. We have 2 bounties out.
It's the flash bounty ending on Friday.
There we go.
Okay, we got a bunch.
And definitely not you, Doc.
No, not me. Not me.
You see?
All right, Brandon.
That's
what I did just want to participate.
We got a winner. Brandon, congratulations, bud. Yeah, this
And
is
shout out to
yours.
Brandon, man. Brandon he has been just an OG. He's been so positive. He's always freaking positive.
That's
I
awesome.
love that guy, man.
There
Congratulations.
were a lot of you here who had the right answers, though. So you just gotta be a little quicker, guys.
A little quicker.
On the fingers.
Hey, Mark, you had the wrong answer.
Oh, we're shaming you, Mark. Sorry.
You get the shame bell. Shame. Shame.
You
know they sold that on auction?
And we'll get in touch with you, and we'll get your Fanable info so that we can get that sent to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've talked on Twitter yet or not. I'm not sure if you're on Twitter, but if you're not, let us know. We'll definitely chat.
He's on Twitter.
He's on Twitter? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, make sure to shoot us a message then. If we're following you, if not, let us know. We'll get in touch. You can go on. Yeah, I think Twitter. Yeah, just tweet out.
I didn't think about it.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
I also have like an unfair advantage, right? Because like there's like that 4-second lag or something like that.
Oh, true.
Oh, that's what it was. I wanted to give a shout out to Brandon. I love how he has the Golden Moments Simpsons NFT on there. This is the NFT episode.
Yeah.
They did do a shout out to the Golden Moments on this. It was super brief, but so cool that they did that. That was awesome. So cool.
That was I forgot about that. What a cool thing, man.
That was really, really cool. Really, really cool. Oh yeah. By the way, those Krispy Kreme donuts, we tweeted that out. They're doing a Harry Potter themed Krispy Kreme donuts. They are as good as they look.
Really?
They are unbelievably good.
I don't think I have Krispy Kreme anywhere near me.
Dude, I haven't had a Krispy Kreme in like 5 years, and my fiance is a huge Harry Potter fan. Shout out to Stacy, and I was surprised her the next day, right? So she's like, she showed me them on Instagram. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm getting up at 5 in the morning to make sure these are available. So I went and picked them up, brought them back. Hard not to eat them throughout the day. Had them later that night. It was awesome, dude. Yeah, highly recommend it. It's fantastic, really good.
Dude, so like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
How long is this going for?
I think it's a limited time. So if anyone out there is, yeah, I feel like I have to show photos now. Yeah, I definitely have to show a photo now at this point. Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah, look at those guys.
So Granison, just to clarify on this, so the way that we see things may be different than the way that you're seeing things.
Yeah.
We get the feed that comes in through StreamYard. So apologies if it's coming in differently for you, but yeah, we went off basically the list that we saw, combined of both Twitter and YouTube. So yeah. Apologize that you didn't get this one, but yeah, that's just basically just how we're doing it. It's whatever we're seeing here.
Yeah,
and actually, proof we can provide.
and actually, he did message before, but he messaged this. That wasn't it.
that was not it.
That wasn't it. It was close. It was just the number. It was just the number. Yeah. But yeah, there was something else I wanted to talk about a little bit. Oh yeah, the questions. There we go. Okay. Shout Digital Vibes. Could do a seasonal rewards airdrop for spending OMI on Stacker. Love that idea. Very cool idea. Encourage buying and selling collectibles and Stacker year round, or just hold your OMI and ride the price up while more OMI burns. That's awesome. And I think earlier we were talking about the potential for staking, right? But it has to be, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Digital Vibes is good people too, man. Like it's so fun to see some of these people, like just and having gone to some of these in real life events and met them in real life, like
100%.
Love it, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This is a cool one too. So like basically improve the features that you get on Stacker based on the amount of OMI you've had or how long you've held it. So maybe you get longer chart history, based on the data or something like that. But I think it'd be cool to have some different perks on the platform that other people don't have based on your OMI holding.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
I love this, man. The community comes up with some awesome ideas.
Patrick, I hope you're listening.
I wonder what's going to be needed to ensure transfers can come back.
Say that again.
What can VeVe do to help allow transfers to come back? I feel like that has to happen eventually. If they're gonna allow self custody, I mean, that means transfers are inevitable.
I think one of the things that they might be able to do is have like a very limited number of transfers. If you're a certain, like if you're master collector or something, right? Because the one thing that they're trying to avoid is the royalties. People kind of like,
Right.
we do an off-app transaction, like you send me this and then I just transfer you my, gold moment or something like that. Then I don't have to pay that fee. But maybe it's just that they just say, listen, transfers are available, but you've got to pay the licensor fee of the floor, or something like that. Like whatever the floor is.
Or it's at your own risk. It's like if you're dealing off app, and something happens, there's no recourse. If somebody wants to scam you because you're trying to do an off app transaction on Telegram, like that's kind of your fault if you get screwed.
And if they limit it to that, right? Like where it's just like maybe you get 3 transfers a month or something.
Sure. So you can, like on a mass scale, like launder money, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or even for like, for us, we're part of the affiliate program, and so we would love to, give things from our collection away to members of our community and do giveaways and things like that. So, I think for like verified members of the affiliate program, I think that's also, something they can open up for them because, there's a provable use for that, and they're not going to be abusing the system. And also they've gone through a verification process to get approved. So,
That absolutely, there's no reason why they shouldn't implement that right now. To be honest,
agreed.
Like that absolutely should happen. I used to do that all the time. Like we would, it's so fun. And what I would do is I would snipe the market and try to get like a good deal on something, right? And then I'd just be like, oh, I got this low min number or something. Just send that out for free.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helps out us, right? Like as content creators, like because we're doing giveaways or something, and then so we can get more followers, and that helps lift the channel. So. VeVe, if you're listening, and especially my collectibles, right? Because he's kind of in charge of that affiliate program, but love to have a conversation about how to make that happen. Because I could think that in that way we're not bypassing the like it's not a transaction of a sale, like a sale, right? Like it is we're doing a giveaway that way, and
even if it gets approved on a case by case, basis, like hey, like I need to get this specific giveaway approved. And that way, it's provable that this specific collectible is being transferred to this specific person. You can prove that it's not being used for money laundering or for any nefarious purposes. And so even if it's just approval on a giveaway by giveaway basis, like I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I love that.
That was the biggest thing that I crushed me was not being able to do giveaways anymore and not being able to send people gifts for Christmas and birthdays.
I know, right?
Like,
yeah.
I gotta wrap gifts again.
I gotta wrap gifts. I know.
I onboarded a lot of people when I sent them a collectible.
That's
what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out Brandon. That's awesome. Yeah, I 100%, buddy. Appreciate you. That was awesome. Yeah. That's great.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, this is great, guys. I really, really appreciate the conversation. Everyone out there, thank you so much for joining. I want to actually do one quick, awesome announcement that was pretty wild. This just happened. If you haven't heard already, the 1 of 1 2007 exquisite Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan dual logo card 1 of 1. So basically, these aren't just pieces of their jersey. It's the actual logo from their jersey, which there's only one logo on every jersey. And it's also signed by Kobe and Jordan. This is the only dual logo card in existence of Jordan and Kobe. And the original buyer of this card bought it in, I think, 2013 for $25,000. He held it for about 2 years, sold it for about $180,000. That collector held on to it for 12 years or about 10 years, about a decade, and then ended up selling it for almost $13 million, officially becoming the highest selling card in history, not just sports card history. So I beat out the Mickey Mantle 9.5 grade SGC card. So sports card market is ridiculous. The collectibles market is ridiculous. Everything's just blowing up in the biggest way. It's all, what an ROI. What's crazy too is that the person who ended up buying it was Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank and 2 other investors. Mr. Wonderful bought it. Yeah. Yeah, he's very bullish on cards as a serious asset, as an investment. And yeah, I mean, I think that it's very smart for them. One, it's great marketing for them personally, and also, I mean, they just squeaked by the record. It seemed very strategic.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It was very intentional.
Can you imagine show bidding for your own collectible just so you can beat the record and say you had the record because you get that kind of money? It's like whatever, right? Who cares?
Yeah, let's get David and Dan on Shark Tank.
Yeah, I don't think they need it.
No, they don't need it.
Yeah, they don't need it. Yeah,
really no, but you give up a lot of equity to get on that show. So
yeah, that would have been really fun to see. Can you imagine trying to
maybe like maybe 3 years ago would have been a good idea, but
yeah, I don't know if they would have understood it. I think if you had the big brands already lined up and partnered with, then they would say, okay, well, we're not going to do it. But yeah, but I think they've gone about the right way. Yeah, and also I still want to touch on too, actually, really quick. You know, it's interesting that I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, they just want to make more money. That they're being greedy for doing this." In terms of the Gems and OMI situation happening in November, right? I think a lot of it too is, as Dr. Steph pointed out, there's tremendous overhead when you're dealing with cash outs. There's a lot of fees. I mean, guys, again, Apple takes 30% of everything purchased in app. The gems specifically. When the gems are purchased within app, 30% of that goes to Apple. So it's not necessarily about them making money. It's about them not having to spend as much money, which is in return going back into the VeVe ecosystem. They can hire more people. They can build faster.
Yeah, so, I don't understand this argument. Like, even if VeVe was making more money, like
who cares?
VeVe making more money is for all of us. It means that they now have more capital to reinvest back into the ecosystem and to continue to grow our bags. So, VeVe making more money is the best thing that can happen for all of us. So,
100%.
That is, I think, the silliest thing to complain.
It's yeah. I'm glad that we did that in the bud. I just had to get out. That was one thing I wanted to mention today. Glad that we got out of our system. Yeah. Quick question: do we think that VeVe in Hong Kong is going to increase volume on VeVe? VeVe event. Do you think a VeVe event in Hong Kong is a VeVe event or just an event? I'm assuming a VeVe event, but I'm not really sure.
It's an event that VeVe is attending. I think in Singapore. Or maybe
sorry, I don't know about this. Okay, so sorry, it's an actual event that they've been talking about.
Yeah. VeVe is going to some event in Hong Kong. I said Singapore, but I mean Hong Kong. So will it increase volume on VeVe? Like I probably not. No. I mean, I think it's good to get visibility, and they do onboard some people there. Like I went to Portugal, and they definitely signed. Yeah. They definitely onboarded quite a few people there. Yeah. Now you know what would onboard a lot of people is if they were able to just freaking drop K-pop Demon Hunter like in the next week.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I mean, again, it comes down to the big IP, right? I mean, I think that what's going to connect with people internationally when they say, "Oh, I have to get involved with the VeVe app because they're dropping something that I really want." I mean, I would presume things like obviously Pokemon. I think probably Dragon Ball Z would be another big one. It was funny actually. David had a little Dragon Ball Z statue in the background. And he's like to hint at things. And he pointed it. Somebody took a screenshot, pointed it out, and David's like, "I see it."
He's such a troll, man. He is such a troll.
Although I will say a lot of the things that a lot of things in the background actually end up coming to fruition. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting Dragon Ball Z or a lot of anime shows. I mean, I'll tell you right now, guys, I will lose my freaking mind if they actually get Ghibli Studios. Yeah, that's one I will lose my mind over is Ghibli Studios. Love Ghibli Studios. Damn. Dr. Stuff, by the look of your face, I'm assuming you do not know what Ghibli Studios is. You don't know
much about anime. I think it's anime stuff, right? But what's that?
Yeah. Have you seen like Spirited Away? You've never seen Spirited Away?
Spirited Away, like Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke. They're all just
He's delivery service.
Yeah, Hayao Miyazaki.
I've never even heard.
Studio Ghibli. Look up Studio Ghibli. It's
he hates this title, but he goes by. People refer to him as the Walt Disney of Japan. which he hates that
Yeah.
title for good reason. But it is, these
Ponyo. I've heard of Ponyo.
absolute masterpiece. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you that's your homework for tonight. Go watch Spirited Away and then come back to us.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down.
All right,
Absolutely.
guys. Awesome stream. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It's a good chat. It was a really good chat, gentlemen.
We'll definitely make it happen again when the next big OMI update happens, and I hope that the VeVe, if they're listening, use the momentum that's going on right now as an opportunity to announce something big. If you have anything big to announce, now would be a really good time to do it, because there's a lot of eyes on OMI right now, a lot of eyes on VeVe that weren't there before.
Totally.
Basically, it's just this big pump. So, yeah, if you're out there listening, announce something soon, please.
100%.
Keep the momentum going.
Thanks again for joining, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. See you on Thursday. Join us for the live stream on Thursday. We'll do an awesome question and hang episode, and also give away a mystery case from the Fanable Sidekick kiosk.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Thanks again for
Shout out to
joining.
our sponsor, Fanable. Definitely
Big
give them a
shout out to
follow. If you're not already, please give us a follow and a like, and definitely check out Dr. of Stuff's channel. Make sure to give him a subscribe and a like and a follow and all the above as well. And thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
See you,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.